Okay. Okay. So when you raise your vibration to that level and you have this self-love and you appreciate yourself and you smile and you feel so good, I want you to visualize your body image, your self-image, and your self-love as the way you want it to be. And then also love yourself and appreciate yourself for how you feel and look right now. Understand, say, I understand, I accept you for who you are, and I love you. I really, really love you, and I forgive you. And you're going to do that in the mirror. You're going to look at yourself and appreciate the body that you have now. Love the skin you're in. If you don't love the skin you're in, you won't achieve your goals. Okay. So just love the skin that you're in. When you do that, come out of that and smile back at yourself and see your body. Like when you see your body, I know you can see your reflection, but what you should do is see your body and then see how it's going to be as you're seeing yourself. So see it like, okay, my shoulders look like this, my arms look like this, and go on the side and be like, okay, and this is what it's going to look like. This is what my body's going to look like, whatever it's going to be. If you feel even your shape, everything, like do that visually, like do that. Be like, okay, this is what I look. Oh my God. Like, oh, I'm so sexy. Like, and then look at yourself and smile. Be like, oh, that's my vision. That's what I did. I wanted to feel good looking at myself. So whether you don't want to say, oh, I feel sexy, if you want to use a different word and say, I feel so attractive now. If you want to say, I feel lovely, like whatever you want, um, do that. So you look at yourself and you picture all of that. Okay. And then you have a knowing, and then get a knowing, a sense of like, yeah, that's me, and feel good that that's what you look like. So now every time you look at yourself, you're going to visualize that body and that picture and come out of it with a self-love of your current self and appreciate who you are becoming and unfolding, because you're unfolding, right? I'm just giving you exactly the exact process. I'm not hiding anything. I'm not making it hard. I'm trying to make it exactly. So if you, okay, so this is exactly what you need to do. Have have the sense of belief. Have the sense of accomplishment, and start training your mind to feel these feelings of accomplishment and joy and belief and knowing, achievement, like all the things that most people strive to obtain. I want you to obtain it now. I don't want you to strive to obtain those feelings. I want you to live in the moment and have those feelings in the present moment. Do you understand? Yeah, don't think it's these are things that you're going to try to achieve. No. Look, do all this as if it's achieved. It's achieved. So when you're looking at your mind, at your body in the mirror, you know that that's the achievement. You've already achieved it because if you can see it, if you can if you can see it in your mind, if you can conceive the thought, right? You can achieve it in reality. Everything in this world happens twice. Did you know that? So for example, the first time the light bulb and electricity and airplanes was invented, it happened in their mind. They first thought about it. They believed it so strongly that it became a reality because they took it from their mind and made it a reality. Somebody developed this, but they thought about it in their mind and created it as a reality. So everything happens twice. So if you can see it, if you can believe it, you can achieve it. Napoleon Hill says this. Dale Carnegie, or he was the commissioner of the railway system. He was the mentor of not Earl Nightingale, but Napoleon Hill. He taught Napoleon Hill this, that if you can see it in your mind, You can, if you believe it, you can achieve it. So just have this power of belief and knowing. So that's the first step. That's the biggest step before anything, before changing your health, changing your diet, starting to do the process of elimination. This is the first thing. Overall, when it comes down to your health, what do you eat? Like what does your breakfast look like? Do you eat breakfast? Filling up the love, the compassion, the same thing from step one. So do the same thing. So step three is step one. Step three is step one. But when you send that love and that frequency vibration, you're not taking it back in. You're now sending it into a visualization. So you're going to do it with your eyes closed, and you're going to go back. Let's try one. Let's we are acknowledging and coming to terms with, what is it that we are going to forgive? What is it that we need to forgive for ourselves, forgive for our mom? What was a trait in your mom that you didn't like that she did that we're forgiving? What was it that you held on to that she did something you didn't like? Like, there's so many areas, and the big ones for me, and the ones for me was resentment, you know, for my mom. It was like lack of discipline, choosing men before her own kids was a big thing. I resented in my mom my whole life. Was like, she would choose a man before me. You know, it was like she cared more about her relationships than her own kids. And that was big. And then it was like, it went down to the micro things, not the macro. That was macro. Micro things were like, you know, the way she would argue and scream and yell and shout all the time, or be negative. Her mindset was toxic. It was not optimistic. It was just like work, 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 work. And you know, there was a lot of things that I had to go back into my inner child and look at every area like a story. So I pretty much had my life as a movie, and I pressed play and I watched it. I closed my eyes and I watched it. And I'm like, pause. And then I did the work. Okay, that's done. Awesome. I released that. Play the movie, pause. Something came up right there. What was that? Oh, she went there. She dropped me off at this guy's house, and there was like other kids around, and she did some, oh, she dated this Polish guy, this Jamaican guy. Okay, I got to fix that. Send that love, forgive, understand that situation, understand. So I understood that, okay, she was single. She didn't know better. She had to drop us. Maybe he had to babysit us. He had to take care of us. Okay, I understand. I accept that. I forgive you. And I understand where you're coming from. I love you. Okay. I release that. Play. And you know what I'm saying? You got to play your movie. Okay. So that's like the most visual that I could be for you. That's kind of what you have to do. And that's what this guided meditation would look like for us. Is if we do it, we're literally both going to close our eyes together, because it's not like I could just tell you what to do. It's like you have to do the work, and I'm just there with you as a angel guide, a spirit guide. That's it. Right? I'm in that visualization with you, guiding you, telling you, okay, right there, what was that? Let's pause right there. Let's do the work there. So that's how intense it is. It's not so easy. Some people that I finish working with, they have to go back in their own mind. I just give them the overall understanding. I give them the blueprint, and they now have to do the work. Okay. So now when it comes to your dad, how do you feel about your dad? Come to terms with that now?
I think
you're not certain and you're not sure at times. There's certain things that you're sure of and confident in yourself and in life. You're very a matter of fact. And there's some things that you're like trying to cover up and trying to come up with this story in your head to try to be comfortable and feel. So that's where we're going to work on. So I want you to write down what it is in you to become more a matter of fact and very confident in your knowing, in your confidence in self-love, in your confidence in in dealing with life. Like, so that question was unfolding something in you. So now we have to fix, we're going to release the things with you and your dad, because you haven't come to terms with it. It's just what it's become, but you haven't come to terms with it. And now you're living in the moment, being able to answer me straight up, straightforward, and say, yeah, we're friends, and I love it. Like, Malcolm, oh my God, you don't even understand, believe this is like exactly what I wanted. Like, you didn't talk to me like that. You talked to me like, So we have to fix that. A lot of blockages in the chemistry in your brain, in your emotions, and everywhere. All of this has everything to do with what we're doing. That's why I call it an enlightenment program. This is called guided intelligence program, and it's like manifesting backwards. Like, one of my topics here is why to manifest and visualize. And the whole topic about manifestation, visualize, starts with releasing blockages and going backwards before going forward. So it has nothing to do with, okay, start from here and this is what you need to do. No, it's like, start from here. This is what you have to do in order to do this. You're probably thinking there's no structure, but this is the way it's supposed to be done. There's no structure, but this is the structure. You know what I mean? It's like, I can't just give you, I know that. And the thing with me and other people, see, a lot of people feel shame. They feel like, I need structure, I need this, I need content, I need to know my life, I need to have this. Oh my God, it drives me nuts when I see people like that. It makes me look at, that's where they're lacking. That's their personal growth. They think that that's their growth, that's their personal growth, that they need this. I look at that now and I'm like, that's your mistake. And that's why you are the way you are. That's why you have pride. That's why you have ego. That's why you have judgment. That's why you have thoughts. That's why you have lingering thoughts. That's why you feel the way you feel. And that's so when we think these things, it comes from a place of judgment, which is not wrong for me. It's not wrong for you to think that, is knowing that, hey, I can actually fix this. I can actually get, I don't need to be like that. I can have a different outlook on everything. So I was feeling this today and last night, and I told Naz too, I'm like, Sessa's probably feeling like I'm not giving her any structure. She's so about knowing what to do, that on purpose.
I prefer it. It's not like,
be an observer, a student of life. I'm going to have a structure. But what happens is, if I give you a structure, if I gave you the layout, like it's laid out, and you follow that by yourself, so you're by yourself, I don't believe you'd be able to perceive it the way I'm breaking it down for you. With myself, I'm going to do all this, but you won't know it coming from the person who made it. Here you said, do this. What do I do there? Okay. But the reason why I do sessions, this is a session. So I didn't give you the course. So now what we're doing, we're doing sessions. These are sessions. This is not the program. I'm not doing the program on you. So each day has been just a session. So just look at it like that. It's not a program. There's no structure. We're just having sessions. You're giving me time to talk. I'm giving you time to talk. You're analyzing things. You're coming to terms of things. You're listening from stories from me. And then I'm hearing from you. I'm taking notes. This is a journey. This is a relationship now, right? Like, this is like us working together. So I know where you're at. And then down the road, I'll be like, hey, like, is everything okay? Like, and you'll be like, yeah, I this is what happened today. And I'll be like, I had a feeling. This is what we're going to do. And I'll help you. The reason why I'm not so professional is because I believe professionalism takes away from organicness. I love being organic and go with the flow and vibe and just be more like this, rather than I'm telling you and you're just like, I'm telling you, okay, next. Yeah, okay, do that next. Okay, bye. Have a good day. Like, I'm very personable and genuine, and I build relationships with the people I work with where they feel a connection and we're growing together. And the way we're growing together is different than the way I grew. Sometimes I grew together with someone faster, or sometimes it took longer, right? This is just very different, and I am aware of it too. I've never done it like this. Every client is different. And I'm just going with the flow of the way I feel the vibration. When you do these releases, it's going to help with coming into terms of where you're trying to achieve your goals and your visualization to be successful and then be on your island and then get things done, and structureize your life and forgive your family, and and losing weight. It's all going to work together. Remember, everything's going to be like one task. So
Yes.
that's why we're going back and forth a lot, and that's why we have to tie it all together. We're going to tie it all together. So that's why I'm adding now, like, the self-love, the forgiveness of yourself. When you go back into your inner child, you have to also fill your love again and give it to yourself in that moment as a child, as when you're like 9 years old, when you go to 10 years old, even if you start as early as 6 years old. Whenever you're doing that, you're in a vibrational state in that visualization, okay? And what you're doing is you're you're regulating your emotions. And when you feel you go into that 6-year-old girl, you have to give that 6-year-old girl power. You have to empower that young girl to feel she can look up to the world. You're changing the reality of that time and space in time and space. So you're transforming her life when she was 6 years old. And when you're there as Celsila at the age you are now with her, she can look at you and be like, thank you. And you like look at her and be like, I'm so proud of you, and then hug each other, come out of that. So you literally have to do that work. This is very spiritual, and it's work that I had to do. This is work that we have to do as people who are felt that we were traumatized, or we have trauma or turmoil or pain or suffering. This is what's going to empower us to grow and move forward and be like, oh my God, I'm healed. I healed me. It wasn't a doctor. It wasn't a psychiatrist. It wasn't a pill. It wasn't smoking marijuana. It wasn't like life experience. It was just me doing this work. It was this work. And that's what's going to heal you in all ways. And when you do this, that's the visualization you have to understand, is that, so when you're 6, you do it at 6, and then say you skip to an age where you're 8 years old and there was something when you're 8, you're going to do it when you're 8 years old. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So any questions so far? Are you stuck somewhere? Do you know where you need to start? Are you kind of wondering where you need to start, or do you know where you need to start and you just want to confirm with me? Or yeah, just now, how do you feel? Okay, so you want to do it together now? Yeah, let's do it together. And when we do
Okay.
this together, this is something you also can do without me as well, on your own, when you're driving or
Okay.
walking, when you're at home lying down in bed. It's like, it should be fun and exciting that, hey, oh my God, I'm gonna go and eliminate something in my past life. Yeah. And then you're gonna go and do it and be like, yes, I'm completing tasks. And it's gonna make my life in the present moment easier to complete tasks, because all these things that are weighing in me that I don't even know are gone, are going, because I'm doing the work. Do you understand?
Mhm.
The
Yeah.
reason from our past that we don't realize are weighing us down. I'm just trying to test you just to see uh, where you're at right now, your level, and what comprehension you got for yourself. So what are you gonna
Okay.
do if I hung up the phone? What are you gonna do after I hang up the phone with you? What are your goals? Like, what are you gonna do next? And what do you understand to do from tomorrow morning when you wake up? Just walk me through what you're going to do. Understand the situation at 6 years old, or at 8 years old, or at 13, understanding the circumstances that you're going through in that moment in time, and feel empowered, like feel like oh my God, okay, I understand this. I got this. You almost got to recreate that 6-year-old's life or an 8-year-old girl's life. That's what I did. That's what you got to do. I just wanted to know if you're going to do it right. So that's beautiful. That's perfect. That's exactly what you have to do. Good on you. And you just go through the different phases. And when you do it, I know you have good emotions, and I want you to use those emotions. And if you feel to cry, allow it to come out. Allow those feelings to come out and feel the compassion, and then raise your vibration to feel, okay, you got this, and you're going to give that power to your old self. And then her to look up to you, like you are also grown, and I am so proud to be the image of you. Thank you. And then you have other vision going this way to another Salsila that's growing even further, that has a goal at the end, a vision at the end where she's gonna be, right? So it's like past, so she's the past, also have a future without that child.
Okay.
Because you are at the end of the day that child, and that
Yes.
is you, and that was the child. You're just as the present girl, as the present woman, you're gonna empower that girl to deal and release those blockages at that age. Allow her to release those blockages at that age. And then you feel good that you did that, you accomplished that, and then you guys hug each other. Do you want to try it? Do you want to give it a try
Yes.
together? Give me the vision first. So I want to know where you're taking me back to. So how old were you, and what situation was the most traumatic, and what were your thoughts and mindset at that time? And yeah, and just kind of give me that understanding before we get started here. So you were kind of blinded. You thought these teachers were supposed to be supportive, caring, loving, but belittle you? Did they talk down on you? Did they tell you you're
Yeah,
not good
they
enough?
talk down.
It now is we're gonna come to terms and understand, forgive them, accept. And at the same time, I want you to know that, like, when we do this, is that for they didn't know, they don't know better, right? So if they didn't know themselves, I want you to understand that maybe they didn't know themselves. They maybe weren't intentionally doing that. And they just were also brought up a certain way. They're brought into a system, that they're not in control of, and they're just doing what they know best. And at that time, that's what they knew best to do. And you can't hold any attachments to that. You must forgive them. So you have to have that type of compassion and that understanding when you're bringing them into your thoughts. You're going to visualize them, and you're going to forgive them in that moment. Have compassion. So let's try this. Close your eyes. I want you to think back to that time, experience that you felt in the time that you felt betrayed. I know that you saw them as teachers and guiders, and you believed in them. You had hope. You had so much hope moving forward into your future, and they put a block on you to lose your hope, your determination, and you looked at them like, shouldn't they know better? Why would they be doing this, right? Take a good look at their face as that young girl. And I want you to fill your heart right now with something of love. Fill your heart with love. Fill your vibration up with compassion, understanding, And I want you to accept that they have no power on you, and you send them the forgiveness. They didn't know better, and you're going to release them of this burden. You're going to release it for them. You're going to release them. Forgive them as if that girl is forgiving them and they're looking at you like you're the wise one and you're giving them the wisdom now. Have that conversation with them. Build that courage and that self-love and talk to them like a wise young woman. Give yourself the chance that you never had to speak up. And speak up. Tell them how you really feel, what you really mean, and how they should look at life, and how they've weighed down on you. But tell them you understand. And I forgive you. I really forgive you. And I'm so proud of myself for accomplishing everything that I have. And I want you to know, if it wasn't for you putting me through these circumstances, I wouldn't be where I am today. So thank you. And I send this release, and I release you, and I let go of this block. I come out of this with understanding, compassion, and love, with no resentment at all. And they must look back at you and say, I'm sorry, and smile and say thank you, that they took away wisdom from such a young girl. And smile and turn around and look at yourself as a present moment woman now. And you look at that young girl and smile, like, good for you. I'm so proud of you. And walk up to each other emotionally. And the way you want to feel, give yourself a hug, a kiss on the forehead, and squeeze each other's hands like, we got this, girl. Thank you. Whenever you're ready, just open your eyes. How was that? How did that feel? I feel so much goosebumps, so much energy right now. Breathe it out. Breathe it out. And breathe in a smile. Breathe it out. Let go of that weight. Yeah? Do you feel that you did it? And you can always go back and do it even more right if you want. Okay? You can always go back there and do it to its to its fullest potential. I just wanted to do this experience with you to make you understand that's the process. Okay? So that's what you got to do. Okay? Like, it was emotional for me too. Like, that's what we got to do, right? So we must like turn our doubts into beliefs, and we must turn our insecurities into strengths, and we must be empowered now and give that power back to the people who lacked it, whether that's your old inner child, whether that's the people who held you down. We got to do that to show that we have the power now. I'm so proud of you. That's beautiful to do that and to empower yourself as a child and to give back those feelings that you so deserve. It's awakening. It's all part of your awakening. It's all part of your enlightenment. When you come to terms with this, you're going to feel so empowered, so like mature. You're maturing as we speak. Like, this situation that you did has matured you now to now look back and reflect and be like, oh my God, I feel like more of a grown woman. Like, you're going to feel more mature as you do more of this with other areas. We did it. And that's the whole thing about overcoming and going with it anyways, going through the uncomfortability. And if whether people want to call it fear, scarcity, being uncomfortable, nervous, turn it into excitement and do it anyways. And the breakthrough is beautiful. When you came out of that, did you walk up to each other? You allowed yourself to be heard in this moment because
Yeah.
you never did. Did you forgive her after? Did she feel forgiven? Good. Okay. Yeah, you did it. You did it perfect. That's what you have to do. What's the 5%? Where do you feel you can improve on? So that's beautiful. That's fantastic. Good on you. Now, going now through your day, so do those. Do your intention tonight. Have a beautiful sleep, an amazing sleep, empowered sleep, confident sleep, a knowing sleep that you know what you're going to come out of that sleep beautiful, and knowing that you're growing and learning and adapting and changing and fixing things and changing your paradigms. And you're going to do the mirror work, and you're going to visualize your body. You're going to love your body. You're going to love yourself. You're going to feel good in your skin with an intention of knowing what you're achieving, and that you've achieved it in your mind. So you're achieving it now in reality. That's it. And you're going to implement little things. You're going to start being more creative with how you make sugar. You're going to make your own stuff. You're going to become healthy. You're going to release all this emotional weight from the past. And when you take a shower, did you do the shower thing? How
But
did
I
you
did.
feel? Was it cold? Like, holy shit?
Felt uncomfortable.
Push through the uncomfortability. So when you feel
Okay.
uncomfortable, tell yourself, we're gonna feel uncomfortable. I don't give a shit. You're gonna feel uncomfortable. You've gone through worse in your life. You've gone through worse in your life. You are gonna realize that this ain't shit compared to what you've gone through. And you're gonna push through it and be like, oh, okay, 50 seconds, 1 minute, 1 minute and 10, until you get used to it, till you could breathe. Regulate your breathing. Make sure that you
Okay.
are breathing. You are regular breathing. Okay. And then you end it. And each day increase it by 10 seconds and increase it a notch to get colder. Challenge
Okay.
yourself, push through the uncomfortability and challenge yourself, because this is your personal growth. This is challenging you to unfold yourself. You're peeling off layers of the old story, the old self we're doing, and that there's a purpose to this. There's a reason why there's no structure, is because we're compiling it all together. Okay? All right. So yeah, I think that's all for today. And we'll continue tomorrow.
Okay.
If you have questions, write them down. Um, if you're not going to sleep and you're still up and you want to text me, you want to ask me stuff, if you want something, I'm here for you. I'm not like, just because it's shut down, it doesn't mean I'm done. I don't do that to people. So just have that comfortability as well, and do all the work, and take notes, visualize, close your eyes, and be like, this is what I took from this whole meeting, this whole session. Oh yeah, there were other thoughts. And then start writing down, and like, this is what I'm going to do, this is how I'm going to do it. And just go back into this whole thing and take notes if you have to. This is contemplation. It's good. You
Thank
did
you.
good. Yeah, you're very welcome. Getting comfortable with being uncomfortable. When you
Okay.
can get comfortable being uncomfortable with the way you're designed, and realize, I'm really not designed that way. I'm changing, and I'm open to this. I like it. Like, you know what? If this is what it is, this is what it is. That's cool. It's just, I'm not about structure. If something came up, and it's all good, it allows me to detachment. I had it written on my thing: be open to everything but attached to nothing. You know, I had so many expectations in the past where people would be like, at this time, I'm coming over. And then like 40 minutes before, they'd be like, oh, I can't make it. It was expectation. I used to get upset. I used to hold grudges, resentment, emotional. I used to be have pride and ego, but now it's all gone. Now, if somebody, I had a hope that someone's coming over and we have a day, special day, and they say they can't come, it's on me to release that. It's not on them. It's on me to fix myself. It's on me to fix me. It's not up to me to have thoughts about them. You know what I mean? So tomorrow we'll shoot for the same time. If we get
Okay.
lucky, I'll message you and I'll be like, hey, I'm ready. Are you ready? If you say no, not quite, I'm okay with that. So let's just go with the
Okay.
flow. Let's go with the flow.
Okay.
Cool? You
Yes.
can even text me, hey, this is what I did. Did I do it right? You know, I just finished this. I just did this. Did I do it right? We can even text before we even have a call. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. Have a good night.
You too. Bye.